What up, everyone? This is your friend Tom Moore coming at you live from the Spydercos Millie Club. And today we're doing some sharpening because that's what I do. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to sharpen this Emerson waved PM2. These are pretty uncommon. I do not see them a lot. This might be the second one I've ever had in a sharpen, maybe the first. But these are pretty fun. If you don't know what a wave is, it's that little hook right there. And what happens is when you pull this out of your pants, that little hook hooks onto your pocket and it pulls the blade open. And then you have an open knife in your hand. That's called the wave. Invented by Ernie Emerson of Emerson Knives. And Emerson Knives are overly built military very military-esque kind of knives, very tactical. They're not exactly the best made knives, but they serve a purpose for what they are. But they invented the wave. So we're going to sharpen that in our TSProf K03 today. This is new to the channel. These are my new clamps. These are the TSProf quick clamps. I have it set up in my K03 right now. The way these work is you can loosen the clamps like this, and when you get tight, you just flop that down and it unlocks everything. So with these, I get really good clamping pressure, and this is a really easy knife to clamp because it's got a big giant flat spot on it. So we're going to tighten these down. When it gets tight like that, you flip it over. Tighten these down. Oh, I forgot to do something though. So today we're going to use what I usually use, which are Hapstone Premium CBN stones, starting at 150 grit. I'm going to put that in my clamp. Then I'm going to go over here to the knife, and I'm going to make some adjustments on how it's clamped because this is different on Emerson PM2s than a normal PM2. So I need to loosen this back up all the way. And I need to tilt this so the stone doesn't hit the ricasso. Oop. So this way we can sharpen the full edge and get all the way to the very heel because the heel is lined up parallel with the stone. And this way I won't cut a big gash into the ricasso. Okay. Looking good. So we're clamped. With these clamps, I don't find I have to use chamois cloth in here as much. But if you're using a clamp system and you're finding the knife slips around a lot, take a piece of chamois cloth, which is leather. It's very thin leather. Cut a piece of it off, shove them in your jaws. That'll keep you from moving around. Okay, first things first is the PM2. So we're going to set our stop collars so we don't fuck the blade up. Whoa, this is loose. So stop collar. Most important thing to set every time you do a knife is the stop collar so I don't run up on the face of the blade. Okay. Setting the rear one is a little bit different. Pulling down without falling off the whole edge. Okay. Okay, we're good. Let's draw on our Sharpie on our edge. This edge, this bevel is very wide. And I'm assuming that is because this blade's ground totally different than every other PM2. It's a saber grind, so it's a flat grind, but it only goes up to there. It only goes halfway at the blade. Oh crap, I can't move my sharpener as much. It only goes halfway at the blade to there is a saber grind. And we're going to assume that this is 17 degrees like most Spydercos. So let's find 17. We're almost there. Okay, we set at 17 degrees. Move our sharpener a little bit. And at 17 degrees, we're looking pretty good. It's looking pretty close to on. Do the other side. And we're dead on this side at 17 degrees. So one thing that happened to my sharpener is this thing is sitting on little rubber bumpers. And I need new ones because one of them fell off and now my thing's kind of tippy. So I got new ones coming in the mail. Okay, so we're going to stick at 17 degrees. Looks that's like where we're at. Yeah, for 17 degrees, that's where we're going to stay. That's typical Spyderco angles. Come on. Where's my other foot piece? Okay. So let's get sharpening. And we're just going to try to get rid of all the Sharpie, obviously. So this edge at the heel looks like we're capturing the full width of the bevel. All the Sharpie's gone. At the tip is at a pretty low angle, so we're going to have to eat some steel because right now the whole tip is black because we're too low of an angle or too high of an angle. So the tip will take a little bit of work. And to do the tips, you're going to put your finger underneath it like this. And right now, we're just working the whole edge. Getting all the Sharpie off, but this one's tip is going to need by far the most work of the edge. So I'm going perpendicular into the edge. So when I'm making these strokes, I'm creating a burr. I'm eating it away. And then I'm going to do ones swooping up the edge. I'm going to do both of those to keep it blended in and to keep it very smooth. And this way is really productive for eating steel, though. If you just go perpendicular into the edge, hold your finger underneath there so you don't roll the tip. And there we go. We almost got the tip done. Got a nice big fat burr underneath the tip. So let's work the rest of the edge now. This grind is pretty raggedy looking from the factory. So we're trying to even out the bevel. It's got some ups and downs and swoops in it. Okay, now we're going to do the heel. The heel on this one, I'm going to be a little more careful than I am on a typical PM2 just because it kind of curves, the ricasso does. So we're going to push the stone lightly up against the heel and just do some strokes up and down and then fade forward. And when I'm doing this, I'm tilting the stone a little bit of pressure so it's on the inside edge. So I'm pushing up against the ricasso, turning it a little bit, and that will keep your edge flat, and that will profile out the heel the way you need it to be if you want to do the consistent edge. So we still got a little Sharpie about a 1/4 inch in front of the heel, which is pretty standard on a PM2 or a Spyderco in general. It's just the way they always sharpen out. Blending the whole edge in. Okay, the whole edge has Sharpie off of it now. Our heel is basically done. I'm going to do a little bit more on the heel next pass. The way it's ground isn't the prettiest, so we have a little work to do there. But we're going to flip it now since we got a burr all the way across the edge. I'm going to re-Sharpie this. You can hear the burr getting swooped up. I don't know why, but clip sides are always easier. They just are. They're harder to sharpen this side just because my arm's right here and I can't see the tip. But the way they come from the factory, at least Spydercos, are usually better on the clip side They usually take less work on the tip to get the tip profiled out. It's just the way it is. I don't know why. Okay, let's do the heel. So just do a couple of strokes vertically, then you're going to check your work, and you're going to do a couple of push strokes down the edge, making sure everything stays blended in together nicely. This one's got a pretty rough heel on both sides. It needs a little bit of work to get it all eaten back so the edge is straight. Because right now our edge is looking like this. It's got some waves in it. And that's the way it came from the factory. So we're trying to straighten those out. Trying to make everything look nice and smooth and continuous. Make the heel look like it ends with some purpose. Okay, we're gonna see that's good for this side. We're gonna flip. Check for a burr. We got a burr. So we're sharpening now, but now we're just doing some cleanup and making this edge look good. So we've apexed both sides of the edge. So we're sharpening now. We're creating a burr. But we got to make it look good. So we're still using our 150. And now we're going to kind of just smooth everything out. We're sharpening because I can hear the burr. I can see the burr disappear. Get it nice and pointy, nice tip action. Make the heel a little bit more. Okay, see this in the light. I have a little spot near the heel I want to work a little bit more to get the sheen the same as the rest of the edge. Kind of hard to see in this light right now. Let's flip it. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna do the edge again, but we got a burr, so I don't want to work it much more than that. Flip back. So typically on knives, I do at least 2 passes on my first stone. This one's bevel is a little bit ugly, so we're going to do another pass to try to clean it up. But we have a full burr. I can see the burr all the way across the edge. So we could move on from now, but I want to make it look a little bit more even, especially at the heel. So we're going to work this side one more time. See if we can get it all cleaned up. Okay. Our heel is where we need to work on the most. It's not the heel itself. The heel itself is good. It's right in front of the heel. There's a little spot that just always takes a little extra work to get. Okay, I say we are looking good. Let's flip. So if you're watching this, if you're watching live right now, hit me up in the comments. Ask me some questions. Interact with me. And I'm happy to answer your questions while I do this. It keeps me entertained. I know there is 5 people watching right now at least, so join me. Hit me up. Say hello. So this side's looking pretty good now. I think we're going to say that is golden. Flip. Now we're going to move up to a 400 grit stone. Boom. 400 grit. And this is our only other stone we're using. Satin edges only need 2 stones. They just need a profile and then a finishing stone. And the goal is to clean up the scratches from the 150 with the 400 grit stone. It goes very quickly. It just takes a couple swoops and you're more than done. You're not trying to sharpen necessarily with this stone. You're trying to reduce the burr and get rid of the scratches. That's it. We're going to flip. Okay, flip back. One more pass on this side with 400 grit, and then we're going to be done. People spend way too much time on their upper stones. You really don't need to do much at all. One pass and the burr is gone. And then 1 or 2 passes more and the scratches are all lined up and looking nice and uniform. So right now all we're trying to do is make everything look nice and continuous. Same sheen. There's no funny spots in the blade. But our burr is basically gone now with this stone. Someone in my comments keep on bugging me about my burr, and I don't know what they're talking about because it pretty much disappears once you get above your profiling stone. And that's it. We're done. We're going to pop this out. Wipe it down. Give it a good look-see. Take a piece of magic eraser. This one's pretty chewed up, but it'll work. And we're going to get any Sharpie that's on there, any marks, any dirt, any goop, and wipe it off. Cool. And then we're going to wipe it down with a chamois cloth. Get any dust, shit off of it. Run it over a strop, starting with presentation side, to get rid of any remaining burr. This is when the appropriate time to use a strop is. I don't mirror edges with strops. If it's not a mirror off the stones, and it's not going to be a mirror for me, I'll put it back on. But I'm using 12 micron gunny juice. So a very high grit diamond emulsion, because I'm just doing a satin edge. I'm not trying to get rid of any scratches. I'm trying to just line the edge up. The little fingers of the steel. Okay, so that's that. And some people talk shit because I just use printer paper, but I can feel how sharp stuff cuts through printer paper. I can see if something's dull. I can see if I got a snag. I can see if I got a chip. It's very easy to feel the difference between sharp and kind of sharp. So that's done. So one knife down, and let's knock another one out. That was quick. This one I'm going to use a piece of chamois cloth though. So we're going to do this Endura. It's one of these Damascus, VG10 Damascus printed, cool looking sage green Enduras. I think that was a knife center thing. I used to have one of those. Now I need a little piece of chamois cloth. Or do I? Let's try mounting it. Now I need a piece of chamois cloth. I lost my piece that I had floating around on my desk, so I'll have to cut a new one. Okay, cut a piece of chamois cloth. Oh, what up, antimatter? Just got some quick clamps. They are awesome. It's not necessarily the speed of how quick you can clamp something up for me that I like about it. It's how well they clamp. So we're going to clamp it like this. So I want to get on the flat of the ricasso a little bit. So we're going to clamp it all the way tight like that. Except for I want to move the blade over. So we're going to loosen this one up. I'm going to try to center the blade a little bit more like that. Maybe a little bit, tiny bit more. There we go. So now we're clamped on a flat spot right here. So we know that we're flat. We got chamois cloth in there, which helps center it and keep it vertically oriented correctly. So this will work with our heel, it looks like, because of how it's lined up. But let's check it. We're pretty much dead on the heel. I'm going to tilt it just the tiniest bit. Okay. So let's take some Sharpie. Switch back to our Halfstone 150 grit. I get asked why I don't use these a lot. These are TSProf Alpha Stones, and I do use them. I use them on kitchen knives a lot, though. They're really aggressive. They profile faster than my Halfstones, probably. This is a lower grit. This is a 120. But I'm not scared to use them on Spydercos, but on Spydercos, I like to jam the stone up tight against the ricasso. And this one, I think it might grind a little bit too much because the grit's on the edge. So I stick with these. These are pretty safe. These are very smooth on the edge. There's no CBM particles sticking through, really. So this I can grind up against the ricasso and not leave a mark. Other ones are probably fine. I haven't tried it all the way through a mirror. Okay, it's just our stop collar. It looks good still from the last knife. Okay, set is 17 degrees, which we're at right now. We'll give it a little swipey swipe. It looks like at this angle, on this side, we're too low. So we're just going to go up maybe to... Okay, so this side we're pretty dead on. Let's see where we're at. This side we're at 17 degrees and we're dead on the edge. This side at 17 degrees we're a little bit too low. So I'm going to raise it to 17 and a half and check it. And I'm going to go to 18 and check it. That looks a lot better at 18. Let's check the other side at 18. So sometimes you have to find the best average angle between two edges. Sometimes I just pick 17 and go with it. In this case, I'm trying to remove as little steel as possible. So 18 degrees is still good on this side. So we're going to stick with 18. Okay. And here we go. Got a mess on my desk. Gonna tip with my finger. This steel is VG10, so it's not going to take a whole lot of work to get it profiled. Tip's done. The tip was a lot easier than the PM2 tip. Okay, we're going to be careful with this heel. Just tap it and move up and down and away. Okay, so all the Sharpie's gone. Heel looks pretty good. I don't think we've quite burred it yet, but we're going to flip it. It's enough on that side. Remarker it. Marker's your friend. Don't be shy about using it. This side's lining up really well, actually, at 18. I don't sharpen a lot of Seiki City knives, to be honest. Just realized that. I mean, I've sharpened some, obviously, but the ratio of PM2s to Delicas and Enduras that come in is quite stark of a difference. This side's coming together really nicely. Since we went a little bit higher than the existing edge, it's already apex. That's the advantage of doing a higher angle than the existing edge, is you know you're sharpening right away. You know that you're putting an edge on something. Let's flip. Take our fingers. We got a burr I can see right here at the tip. Feels like we got a little one, but we'll listen with the stone to see if we hear it. Not really. Not yet here at the heel. We got one towards the tip though. Right there we got a burr. So let's do another pass. Concentrating more on the bottom half of the edge. The top half were already apex. Okay, I think we're about done on this side. Let's flip, see if we got a full burr. Which we do. Okay, let's check, confirm that we got the full burr, which we do, all the way to the heel. You can see it. Frank wants to know half stone. Stones, yes. Stones are half stone. It's just my defaults. I like my TSProf stones as well, but I'm just so used to using these half stone CBN stones. They're not as fast as the TSProf on some things, but they just fucking work. And they leave a beautiful finish, and I can control them well, and I know how they're going to react to the steel and what kind of scratch patterns they're going to leave, and I just like them. They're just good stones. Okay, put the 400 grit on here, knock this burr out. Again, most people spend too much time on their upper stones. We're just trying to kill the burr and refine your scratch pattern. Let's do one more pass. That's it. Flip it. What up, Jordan Roberts? I'm having a wonderful Sunday. And I'm excited. I'm going to do FFIB tonight in 3 hours. Me and Jason are going to do our show. So if you're watching here, you should tune back in at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific for FFIB, which me and Jason have been slacking on, but I do love doing it. It's a fun time. So join us for a live episode of Finger Flicked in Box tonight. That's all you're doing. We're going to do one more pass. That looks good. Flip it. That's it. That's all. She broke. Just bust this thing out. Let me get a new piece of magic eraser. So this is what magic eraser looks like before I destroy it. Just cut a little slice off of it. Don't really have any Sharpie to get rid of. Oh, there it is. Sharpie on the side. Careful doing what I'm doing right now with magic eraser. It's really easy to cut yourself. Just drop it. Feel a little bit of a burr. This drop's kind of dirty. So we're trying to get rid of any little burr, and I feel like there's a little bit left from the stone near the heel. I think we got it. And your presentation side, I always start when I sharpen on my presentation side. So it's the same thing when you start stropping, you need to strop your presentation side because that's what side the burr is left on. Okay, that's it. See how sharp it is? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All done. So cool. We sharpened this Damascus Endura and this Emerson PM2. And there we go. Jordan says, went to a gun show yesterday. A vendor got caught selling fake Benchmade knives in Spydercos. She got confronted by a Mennonite guy. Interesting. I've seen fake Spydercos being sold at a knife show before, 20 feet from Mr. Eric Glesser, and I thought that was funny. Yeah, those shows, they're not the best fakes usually, ever, actually. But they do exist, and they do trick some people. Anyway, thank you all for joining me. This is your friend Tom Moore. Follow me on Instagram if you want to get a hold of me and get your knife sharpened on YouTube. Just let me know. Hit me up. I'm happy to do it. I'm also doing TikTok now. TikTok is like my new jam. I've been on TikTok for 5-6 years or whatever, but I just started really posting knife videos on there, and I'm growing on TikTok, and I'm not growing on Instagram anymore. Instagram, I haven't grown for 5 or 6 years. So TikTok is fun, and I'm uploading all my videos there. So follow me over on TikTok. And yeah, join the Spyderco Millie Club on Facebook, all the places. I'm all the places, and I'm doing all the things. So join me for this adventure, and hit me up tonight on FFIB with Jason. See you guys.